Hello everyone, my name is Maria Paula Mujica. I'm studying for being an English teacher and I am in Colombian education course and this is my final work. So I'm going to talk to you about the foreign language teaching in Colombia and I'm going to start talking about the policy, especially about foreign language teaching. So the policy and the law in Colombia is diverse, is inefficient, is out of the context. It means it doesn't take into account the educational community, neither the real conditions of the school, teachers, and students, and that makes the law inefficient. As I said before, Colombia has had an inefficient and slow development in matters of education, especially in teaching of foreign languages. The government tried with different reforms, but any of them had the expected results because they didn't take into account the real conditions of schools, teachers, and students. Colombia hasn't had a good development in the acquisition of a second language because the government strategies has not been forceful and real. Only until 1994, with the Law 115, the General Education Law, the government realized about the importance of learning a second language since primary and include foreign language teaching as an other mandatory area in the curriculum. Also, in 2004, the Ministry of Education implements the National Bilingual Program, having as a reference the Common European Framework. But the Colombian education is going through a crisis because of different issues, like precarious allocation of economic resources, the lack of teachers training that is pretty important, the lack of electronic resources that makes the digital and modern education impossible. But those causes or that crisis maybe has a possible solutions, like a state accompaniment, more economic resources, and job security that is pretty important. Because the teachers don't have the guarantees, and I'm going to talk to you also about the importance of speak a second language. How important is for a country that its population speak a second language? A second language in a country is very important, even more when that country is immersed in an economic expansion and a globalization process. English is considered one of the most important languages in the world. In the international business transactions and the international trade in general, moves using English or Mandarin in some cases. Because of that, it is pretty important that the people in the country and its professionals speak a second language, especially English. Nowadays, English is like a universal language. Great part of the growth and development of a country depends on its economy. And the economy is moved with an international relationships that need a very good manage of different languages, especially English. If the country invests in education, can make itself more competitive. A country with a good education has less poverty and tends to grow faster, even more when its population knows a second language, which makes their economy flower and sustainable because they will have the opportunity to make better business and more favorable. So, when a population in a country knows to speak another language, especially English or another language, a second language, the country can achieve a faster globalization. So that is the importance to speak a second language in a country that is immersed in a globalization process. And that's all about foreign language teaching in Colombia. And finally, to end, I want to talk to you about Colombian education course. This course is important because allows us to know about the Colombian education policy, and that is pretty important for a teacher because it allows us to know our working conditions. Also, this course is important because it opens our eyes and makes us to realize how important is our labor. If we do a good job, our country will progress in growth. We have to use our job to support and motivate our students to learn a foreign language. The students have to know the benefits of knowing a second language. If they know how to speak another language, maybe they will have better opportunities and better jobs, and maybe they can go to another country, and maybe there or here they will get a better job or a very good job.